solve problems, which is not only giving maximum benefits but also is feasible to the user. Hello everyone and welcome once again to Called to Cultivate. So in today's episode we will look in one of the methods where we can use the creative problem solving technique which is known as design thinking. Let's start. What is design thinking? So design thinking is a way of creative problem solving, which is giving like the design thinking procedure focuses on the product which is not only beneficial but also which is feasible in terms of scope, time, and budget. And there are 5 steps of design thinking. First we will look the history. So in 1960s and 1970s the idea of creative problem solving was enforced, and by the late 1990s to early 2000s the term design thinking grew mainstream. And design thinking, unlike traditional thinking, is user centric. It is also an iterative process. That means you can go back to the previous process or jump onto the next process. You don't need to follow a definite set of steps. And like there are many advantages. Unlike traditional thinking. Traditional thinking focuses on the product. That means how the product is will be the best, the perfect. But design thinking takes a more realistic approach, which is user focused. The disadvantage of this design thinking is that it could be sometimes really complex and sometimes impractical. Many companies like Netflix, Starbucks, GoIbibo, Airbnb, etc., have used this approach of design thinking, and it has been proven to have mass success in these companies and also among many other people like Azim Premji, Ratan Tata, Elon Musk, etc. Now we will look at the 5 steps. The first step is the empathize phase. Now, what is empathy? Empathy basically means putting yourself in other shoes, which is extremely essential when we solve a particular problem. We should be putting ourselves into the user's shoes. Consider one example: creating a college website. Now, the stakeholders or the managers, the IT manager or the manager of the company will come to the team and they will tell this problem. Like, firstly we have to do interviews, we can do surveys, we can have a group discussion on discussing like the user's point of view and what problems they face and how the current website or what the current product is there, if it exists, or what kind of product they want, and all those things. That is their pains and gains. We will be putting ourselves and we will look onto the pains and gains. And we can use empathy maps. So empathy map is a collaborative tool which can be used to empathize ourselves with the users. The steps are do's, says, listens, and thinks or feels. And also we can create a persona where there is like a brief character sketch of a particular person is given. The second phase is the define phase. Now, what is define phase? So after the user gathers information from the stakeholders, he or she or the team will define a problem statement within 3 to 4 sentences. So they can create a POV format or like a POV statement, or they can use the 4WH method, that to whom the problem is associated with, what is the problem, how the problem is, and also
These are the ways to define the problem statement.
in the above example, in the define phase we will like look up to the problems like the less interactivity of the websites or improper color scheme or lots of ads and lots of functions which are unnecessary, etc. In this define phase we will only define a problem statement which is not only short but also sensible. The third phase is the ideate phase. Now, what is ideate phase? This phase means that we find a particular solution or solutions. The team does brainstorming, whether it's round robin, whether it's normal brainstorming. Now, brainstorming basically means that he or she will discuss alongside the team the solutions and all the things. and like they can use sticky notes, etc. And like through that we can like find some solutions. Team members write various solutions and then we pick out the best solution. We can use mind maps and all such other techniques to find the solution which is not only feasible but also gives the maximum benefits. For example, here in ideate phase we can like out of 20 solutions we can pick up 4 solutions which are the ultimate or optimal solutions. After the 6th episode, I'm going to start a new series. The first series will be the DSA series where we will discuss various data structures and algorithms. I'm going to teach myself. The second series is the lead code series. Here we will solve some of the important real world problems of competitive programming platforms like LeetCode and HackerRank. The third series is the coding series where we will be starting with C language, as I know C very well. So these series are really important for the preparation of your career. We will also have different series like aptitude series or communication skills or self-improvement series or development, so that you will be prepared to crack any interview and also survive in your career. So do share this with your family and friends. And please subscribe to my channel and follow my podcast. The next phase is the prototype phase. Now, what is prototype? So, prototype basically means a draft sketch of the final product, like how it works and how the GUI or how it will look. So, we have to show it to the stakeholders before creating the final product so that they will point out the errors or some things which they disagree with, which could be helpful. And this is also important. There are 3 types of prototypes. Like there are wireframes used. First is low fidelity prototypes. Now we have to use a simple pen and paper to create low fidelity prototypes. These are very basic types of prototypes, and also this prototype will like not have the advanced features, just the basic format. Now this is not beneficial for higher scope projects, like it is not enough. The second type is medium fidelity. We can use HTML or CSS or the Paint apps, or even if you want to do physically, we can use colors. This is like a medium type. That means this type of prototype will have certain features or basic, like it will show the drop down menu or the interface of the website, but it will be not so interactive. The next type is the high fidelity prototypes. High fidelity prototypes means very advanced prototypes. Now low fidelity could be done by anyone from the team. Medium fidelity could be done from someone with a technical or an artistic background. No need to be an expert. But high fidelity prototypes are very similar to the final product. So we have to use advanced features. We can use Figma or any other UI UX design, and it will show the color palettes, like particular scheme or the particular format, the letterings and all. Like it will have a more exact view. And
This is how the different prototypes.
prototypes are not meant to infer the final product. It is just a model or a representation. The 5th step is the testing phase. In this phase, prototypes will be given to the users and they will like observe how the prototypes work and then they will review. Now there are 2 types: usability testing, like they will check whether this is effective or not, and beta launch is a more advanced way of testing, like they will check the bugs, etc. And this is really essential, otherwise the final product will have errors, because creating the final product requires a lot of time.
The stakeholders will check the prototype and they will agree and disagree. If there are no problems in the prototype, then the implementation of the project will start. This is the final website. It should be interactive, attractive, and also it should have more features and less complexity.
Create the best product which is feasible. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. Hope you get the idea of design thinking so that you will be able to use it in your daily life. Bye.